yourself as if you
Oh,
know you.
okay. Hello, I'm Kip Pardue.
And you've been in LA for 2 years.
2 years. It's just an amazing ride. Unbelievably lucky.
How many movies already?
This is my fifth movie.
So it's a fairy tale.
It's truly, that's a perfect words for it. Fairy tale.
So you just played with Denzel Washington.
Exactly. I landed a part in a movie with Denzel Washington, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. That'll come out at the end of September, and it's the story of a high school football team in the southeastern United States, set in 1971, dealing with race relations.
And the movie's called.
The movie's called Remember the Titans.
So here we're on the set of Driven.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Kind of living in this race car fantasy world.
with your fantasy, you like race car driving?
I wouldn't have called myself a huge fan, but now that I've been a part of this movie, it's something that's going to be in my life for sure. It's an
And in the
amazing sport as the race cars drive away.
and in the movie, you're playing Sylvester Stallone's protege.
Exactly. I play a young race car driver who's his first season on the circuit, and my character has trouble dealing with it, both the pressures of trying to win.
Something only on you. It's okay. So in this movie, in Driven, you're playing. Okay. Okay. So in this movie, you're playing Sylvester Stallone's protege.
Exactly. I play a young rookie race car driver, first year on the circuit, who's just having trouble dealing with the pressures of winning and the money that's involved in the off the track and on the track. It's just too much for my character to handle. And our team owner, who's played by Burt Reynolds, asked Sylvester Stallone to come back and coach me, make sure that I don't make the same mistakes Sylvester Stallone's character made.
So does Sylvester gives you advice off the set?
Literally, off the set. Personally, unbelievable. I learn so much just walking on this set every day. He's constantly there for guidance, constantly there for both acting and personality, how to handle your career. This whole movie has just been such a blessing for me. So lucky to be a part of it.
So you're 23 years old.
23 years old. I'll be 24 at the end of this month.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very
So
much.
23 years old, already 5 movies. Can you give us a rundown of those 5 movies?
Well, the first movie that I ever did was this film I was just telling you about called But I'm a Cheerleader, and where I play a young homosexual guy whose parents force him to go to a camp to learn how to be straight. And it's a black comedy, takes a look at that. It stars Kathy Moriarty and RuPaul and Natasha Lyonne. And that film it was actually really great, and I was so lucky to be a part of that film as well. And did another film called Whatever It Takes that was out in theaters about a year ago, 9 months ago. And then I have, towards the end of the month, coming out the film with Denzel Washington called Remember the Titans, and Jerry Bruckheimer produced that. So that's my first real breakthrough role. I guess that's what everyone else says.
So now you're playing a race car driver. What usually they say race car drivers are short.
I know, and it's great because of this film. I've gotten to meet a lot of the race car drivers, and most of them are short, but there's a few.
Like me, no?
Well, Paul Tracy and a few of the other guys are pretty. Max Pappas is pretty big, so I think it'll work.
You met Jacques Villeneuve.
No, I haven't met Jacques Villeneuve, unfortunately. I mean, I know he's a huge celebrity in Canada, and I'd love to meet him.
Because you could be the Jacques Villeneuve of this movie.
Well, it's interesting because my character uses a lot of the same. Jacques was a big inspiration for this character because Jacques has a wonderful outward persona, and he's wonderful with the press, and he's a strong, powerful race car driver. But when you see him off the racetrack, he usually has glasses on, and he's very intellectual and inward, and that's kind of the model for this character that we're using in this film. Jimmy Bly is my character, is an outward personality. Has to go to all the press signings and the autograph sessions and do all the right things on and off the track. But when he becomes personal and he's inward in himself, he usually puts on glasses and is kind of a little bit more downtrodden.
If you're inspired by Jacques Villeneuve, who's your Danny Minogue? Who do you get a romance with? Who's the lucky girl?
It's funny. I turn out to be incredibly lucky because I get to go out with the actress whose name is Estella Warren. But in the
You're the lucky one.
yeah, I am really lucky. But unfortunately she's not mine throughout the film. So
What happens?
oh, you'll have to see the movie.
I like that.
Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't. Yeah, maybe it's fortunate. We'll
So,
see.
so if you had to say one thing to Sylvester, what would you tell him today?
Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. He's made me incredibly happy and just.
Did he tell you why he chose you?
No, we've never really talked about it. It's like you said earlier. I don't want to jinx it. If I feel like if I talk about it too much, all these things will stop happening.
There's a new actor also in Hollywood called Heath Ledger.
Yes, Heath Ledger. I don't know Heath, but he's doing amazingly well. He's someone that we're on the same level.
Are you compared to him?
Every so often, I think he has that Australian thing happening, but he's a wonderful actor, and I definitely am not disappointed to be
But
compared.
you're 100% American.
I am 100% American.
Where are you from?
Originally from Atlanta, Georgia, and now I live in Los Angeles.
And Los Angeles has been good for you.
Los Angeles has been amazing. Like I've been there for 2 years, and really haven't stopped working the whole time. So, I love the surf and the beach and the weather.
And the women there and everything.
The women, the women aren't so bad. True.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Thank you. Thank you.